Welcome back to Hugh Loving Life. I'm Michelle, and today I am going to fulfill a request from one of you guys, a subscriber. His name is Michael, and he asked me to read from a book called Coins of Gold. So, Michael, whoever you are and wherever you are, here is your request fulfilled. And it was so synchronistic, as things tend to be in Eckankar. I had met a friend for coffee today, and she happened to have the book. It is otherwise out of print. So she loaned it to me. You requested this today, and today you are getting your request fulfilled. It's a lovely book, actually. The first printing of Coins of Gold was quite a while ago, actually. And it was 1939, then 1972, and the third printing was 1973. And it is beautiful with watercolors. And there's even like these really fine papers between the harder, like more textured pages that are lovely as well. So this is going to be a cold read because this is a book I'm borrowing until next week. All right, so Coins of Gold. But before I start reading some of these poems, I am going to recite my poem called You Are the Ocean, which I wrote for Eckankar and made into a song, which I'll link below. And it is You Are the Ocean, Sugmad. Okay, first of all, I need to give you a definition. Sugmad is another name for God. Okay. You are the ocean, Sugmad. I am a drop in your endless sea. You birthed me. I'm nothing without you. Show me your ways, O Sugmad. Teach me, Mahanta. Enfold me in truth. Help me to remember. Keep me on track. May I gracefully traverse the razor's edge. Particles scattered, enmeshed in your being. Who are you? Who am I? Who are we? One and none, converged yet separate, bedecked in crown and humble peasant. Show me your ways, O Sugmad. Teach me, Mahanta. Enfold me in truth. Help me to remember. Keep me on track. May I gracefully traverse the razor's edge. We don't understand and yet know it all. Fifth love and above to the fall, 1,000,000 years and a second. Show me your ways, O Sugmad. Teach me, Mahanta. Enfold me in truth. Help me to remember. Keep me on track. May I gracefully traverse the razor's edge. From me, Michelle. And now we go to Paul Twitchell, the founder, I should say not the founder, because Eckankar has been around since the beginning of life. Okay, and there have been many Eck masters in many different bodies, but he is the modern day founder. And he left among his many works these poems of mystical beauty, which reflect the love and life he brought to the worlds of being. So this is quite pretty, okay, if you can see. The first one is called Mysteries. The lean patterns of the moon attract the cries of the loon. The long spring night, a croaking frog from the crystal lake on a floating log. All bring desires I secretly hold, a wisdom of mysteries still untold. These are cute. Okay, let's see. The next one is Waiting. I wait, and in the reflection of the stars, I cup my hands to hold the tranquil night. The soft touch of the silence heals the impatience that awaits your coming and the moonlight. In the heart, I find you dwelling there, as clear as the flow of an endless song, and in the eternity of a moment of God's kindness, I find the beauty for which I long. Then softly a step tinkles in the silence, and there is an interlude in the velvets still. A rainbow of echoes answer the challenge, and at your coming they retire to the hill. These again are from Paul Twitchell. If you guys do want to hear my poem that I just recited, it is in song form. Okay. Compassion. These would be cool to be made into a song too. That's a really good idea. Okay. Compassion. Death, with deep, devouring eyes, stared vaguely into my empty soul. The rain fell in torrents in the cannon's mouth from across the meadow, dim and cold. The thoughts became evil, glistening coins in a brown, aching earth old with age, like faded petals of some withered autumn rose, hallowed of memories upon life's page. The rain, steel gray, fierce and strong, a mystic whispering of the growing strife. The sky was gray, death had his laugh in a spinning mood of the eternal life. Wow, why? I'm just starting to realize that I think a lot of Eck masters are poets. I know Sri Doug recited gorgeous poems at the Eckankar Worldwide this past year when he became the current living Eck master. And I know that also Shamu Tabriz, he's an incredible poet who worked with Rumi. And in fact, he was the one, I believe, who was helping me to write what I recited to you earlier one evening. Okay, meditation. The night is boundless, the stars are far, the monotone of life ceases its note. I ride a long distance on destiny's wings on the lines that a poet wrote. Go and seek your fate in other hands. Death awaits at the table alone. His bread sopped in the red wine of blood from a field where poppies are blown. Bitterness dissolves, the dull is heavy. Go, fool, and answer his call. In the river of your heart he will bathe, to fling wide its waters to all. Okay, we should do some interpretation on these. Again, I am borrowing this on a whim, as requested by one of my subscribers. And I did not even read these until right now. So if anyone has any comments below about what these mean to you, that would be very interesting. The next one is titled Tonight. Okay. Somehow my dreams are empty, as vague as the haunting sea, a host of fleeting phantoms in gray that sets my heart afree. Tonight, railed against the sunset, cradling in the sky a fairy's gold, with the gathering dew in a misty shawl, whispers of secrets centuries old. Each thought tonight is a windy ring, a chain of stars in harmony, and my heart is held in a mystic fire, for tonight only I am free. Tonight. Wow. Kind of makes me feel like being present. Of course, everyone gets something different from a poem. Yesterday. Okay. Yesterday seems so far away in memories that lie deep, silent like the falling snow, in a long and passionate sleep, slowly moving in rhythmic flight into the mist and God's surging tide, as a wisp of gold in the velvet night where lies the dawn and its faded bride. Dancing woman. I love to dance. Do you guys like to dance? It's so much fun. Okay. The purple hills danced on a soft horizon. All through the day, a call reached my ears. Ooh, ooh, like the moan of an owl at night. And all the day it pulled at my fears. On the farther shore of the golden stream, the white body of a woman shimmered there, floating in the heat of the radiant morning, reaching out her arms on the sultry air. My heartbeats throbbed like a pulsing drum to the rhythm of the lavender hill, and the face held memories of once blue days that only the dank, dark waters could chill. Ooh, the call came skipping over the waves on the purling caps of the swishing stream. A soft gurgle, and the waters held their course, and her vision danced in my eternal dream. That's lovely. Maybe he wrote that about his wife. Okay, beauty. The dark waters reflect the gleam of stars. Each ripple weaves a silver tapestry, and the song of blue memories burns low in the rocking cradle with beauty. The fragrance of my desires dance on the rose-tinted wings of fame, then fades into the river's whirling sands that quenches the memoir's flame. This is pretty. I like the colors. See, looks like a mermaid. And we have the lamp. One evening, at stroll on the ocean shore, listening to the waves break and roar, I saw in a fisher's cottage a flickering light, like a beacon in the darkest of the night. It gave to me a vague and lonely thought of the grief to someone each tide brought, how she sits quietly day after day, hopeful of news of one who long went away, each night praying that her gleaming light would guide him back out of the night. It sounds like he's talking about a lighthouse. It is titled The Lamp, so maybe. Spring. Spring is ripe on the lonely hill, fast rooted in a wooded throng, as youth and splendor race with life in the bright words of a golden song. The shriveled earth awakes with silver beams, frees itself of the festering pain, and eagerly washes its dark face in the stillness of the falling rain. Spring is ripe on the lonely hill, and unnamed loves live with care, their bright eyes bright with a joyous laughter floating like petals on the treading air. I really like that one. It's like it's talking about how the earth is waking up. Isn't that lovely? You see how it's a hardcover book. Okay, what's next? This is fun. The Dreamer. Okay. Reality sobs in the monotone of loneliness, and the last touch of the twilight's gold flings its arms around the violet sky or the horizon of the dreamer's soul. In the deep reflection of the myriad colors, there lingers the vision of a fanciful world, while his phantom stalks the realm of time, and the coming stars like flowers unfurl. Softly but quickly he steals away to solitude, traveling in the dusk along an old trail, journeys past milestones of discarded souls, and covers his dreams with an armor of mail. Whew. Wow. Echoes. I have ridden at dawn in a chariot of echoes. Across the clear of the magic blue, startled the somber shadows into distant flight, and found in the gray life anew. O'er rough boulders of the falling stars, I journeyed on wings so swift, and in the haunting vastness of space, I rounded the trail on God's cliff. In the afterglow of the lingering refrain, I paused upon some towering hill, hobbled the steeds upon a quiet, windy plain, and silently watched the golden still. Oh my gosh, this sounds like soul travel, guys. That's so cool. I don't know why that tickles me. I think it's because when you get to like leave your body and soul travel like that, I've actually had that experience. It just feels so cool. This really makes me feel like that. I journeyed on wings so swift. This is very cool. In the haunting vastness of space, I rounded the trail on God's cliff. I don't know why I find that funny. Isn't that funny? It just poetry can do that to a person. Consolation. Here's the next one. All right, so that was called Echoes. Consolation. The sun flung its white passions against the river's placid face. Along the edge of a shimmering bar, an old crane fished in wearied grace. The pondering clouds marched onward, and the river and the silence deep were all the consolation of life God had left with me to keep. Each had cast reality from my shoulders, each had placed there instead the serene calmness of the murmuring river, and my dreams with you had fled. Yep, that's a good one too. Oh my goodness. Should. Should April return and I were gone, with a love like wine and a windy song, with fields of green and a golden light, and a round faced moon soft and white, fragrance of blossoms from the apple trees with blue shimmering days and sweet memories. I would pillow my head with my dreams in vain, despairing of hopes she would return again. It's again, but you know. Oh, I hope, Paul Twitchell, you can join us here at Padar's Ask. I hope you're enjoying me reading your book, okay, of poems. This is so much fun. Autumn Smoke. It's called Smoke. Smoke. Autumn smoke. The purple haze of the hill stirs a mystic longing in the heart in the bright October still. Drifting, drifting, it floats away into empty space with my wistful, longing dreams in the heaven's deep blue waste. Faintly it curls upward like echoes from a distant glen on the mellow light of an autumn day as the emotions stir within. The autumn smoke and you, the years, a portrait of my memory, are all the painting of God's hand in the brushstroke of his beauty. That's so funny because I wrote a poem very similar. Weird. That's really weird. Oh my gosh. Okay. This is so cool. So we are like quite a bit ways through this book. It's not a very big one. So, infinitive. Weave for me a life, O Master, as everlasting as your barren hills, and hide my humble freedom in a feel that the vice of men always chills. And it should be vile. Oops. The fallen petals in the early morning are the echoes of your eternal call, treading like a ghost in the lonely night. Your wisdom of perpetual is all. You leave a doubt upon my tongue as endless as the realm of time, and in the interlude of myriad dreams, it rings as clear as the Sabbath's chimes. Okay, wow. This is really beautiful. Like they put a lot of work into making these pages, you know, very specific and gorgeous. All right. So the next one is titled Dusty Moon. Wow. Dusty is the moon tonight. Pale are its slanting beams. The mill pond hushes its voice in silence of dreams. A liquid note is dropped from the thicket in songs, and the thrush stirs restlessly for the sleep she longs. Over the peaceful sleeping world, God lays a blanket of stars, and the dew reflects their twinkle in a mirror of jeweled bars. Dusty moon in the autumn glow, pale in its weird beauty, throws a shadow across the lane in a blue mist of harmony. Very peaceful. Okay. Autumn thought. Boy, he likes autumn a lot, I think. He's writing a lot about autumn. Thoughts blend in harmony with leaves of tint and gold, rustling in the autumn winds with dreams wrinkled and old. Moments slowly curving with time hang from a limb of a gnarled tree, sad and confused, with color in their lingering beauty. Dull is the sky, strained of gray, with its dark jewels from the autumn day, bruised with tenderness and a soft word still against the gold. Each thought is heard. Thoughts. Music, a curve of beauty, burst like budding flowers, and the rustle of winds at night are dreams in the autumn hours. You know, it's so funny. If you think about the seasons too, you know, I mean, winter is definitely the time of rest and contemplation. Autumn is like close to it though. It's like the shedding of, you know, it's a shedding time. Carry on. Carry on. Carry on. I love that. I love British people. Carry on, he whispered in a broken voice, and his hand gripped tightly the clod. Carry on, he muttered in the throes of pain. His blood spilt red upon the sod. His face grew white in the gruesome smoke, and the thunder roared loud in my ears, but his words lived and danced in a faraway mist through each moment of the lingering years. Gone are those memories of a black rhapsody in the midst of a chattering death, but his spirit now rests in the poppy field, swaying red upon a windy breath. Wow. That was intense, just saying. That was intense. It made me think of like Jesus's crucifixion, honestly. Whispers. The corn drooped its head in splendor. The leaves rustled in the mellow gold. Each whispered a secret of God's enchantment, and as the crickets played in the furrowed mold. The wind danced steadily among the leaves, plucking at each like a musical string. The dreams dripped from the whispering tassels in a vision of you and the silver refrain. It left its lingering touch, my dear, the song and the bright of the autumn day. The lure of life was the mystery of you, and the wind in the corn was at play. Aw, very sensitive. Reincarnation. Okay, here we go. Somewhere ahead, there is light. The tinted radiance of the coming morn, and the starlit darkness will fade away when hope once more will be reborn. Each wayward thought, each silver tear will pass like a white bird in the night, and the moments will become eternity for all as God steps forth in the gleaming light. Isn't that true? Because everything that we do just helps the expansion of the universe, you know? And it does become a distant memory. Like, everything that happens, eventually you forget and move on and get over pains and traumas in life. So even reincarnation, some people still remember. I remember past lives, since I was a little girl, a couple, not a lot. I think that if you do remember them, it's the ones that you are working on the themes of that life, right? So if there's some past life you remember, it means that those are people that you need to mitigate karma with, not create new karma with. And this is my personal opinion. And focus on what the lesson is. Maybe you didn't learn that lesson in that lifetime and you need to learn it in this one. Reincarnation. Okay, we have dreaming. And we're almost done with this book. I can't believe it. And it's so synchronistic again that you guys, or one subscriber wanted to have me read it. And then I met a friend who had it. Crazy. Dreaming. Far beyond the edge of the bright meadow and the golden blue of a lonely hill, my thoughts go sweeping into the magic clear, blending with memories in the autumn still. Into a horizon. In the thin yellowish light, they linger over the foam of an ebbing sea, and pause by an orchard where wild asters grow, drinking their fill of God's tranquility. Then, over the ridge, by the old rail fence, they softly steal like phantoms in the night, through the myriad colors of the rustling leaves, playing along in the smoky October light. He loves autumn, I'm telling you. This is all autumn, autumn, autumn. Okay, duration. I watched as twilight rang down its curtain, saw the river rush by in a gurgling pace. Time dipped his fingers in the sparkling waters, and drops of gold splashed over its face. The fragrance of wild roses filled the air. I called to the boatman on the farther shore. The echoes answered. The stars watched in silence, and time splashed the waters more and more. The rose, the rushing river, and the silver silence, all, together with the gleaming stars, paused to see time dipping the brown waters in each drop, falling like golden bars. Wow. Whoa. Gone. He was not like others to so carelessly cast aside memories and dreams that were hers that surged like a lashing tide. Strange to say, it clipped his pride, and silently he turned away. She had closed the door between them with thoughts of another day. To him, all life was now a dream, for the symbol that was his own now perished and left only a vision, and all her loveliness was gone. At night, when the moon is low, that is what the old folks have said, she meets him again by the garden walls. Their love endures, for he is dead. Love lost, gone. Longing. There was a morning of the yester years, and a melody as rushing rain that gave me comfort in gentle cares, and left the autumn chill in vain. There was a swaying limb and a song, and the warm presence of you, the memories of years for now I long, that makes the gray a golden hue. It is life's magic colors, my dear, the faded dreams of that far-off morn, that arouse a longing when you are near, that the dawn somehow be reborn. Longing. The rain at dawn. Late at night, just before the dawn, God sends out the rain and the winds to scrub the heavens and clean the stars and wash the rainbow at both ends. The clouds are polished to a snowy white and then are hung out to dry. For at the first rays of the coming dawn, they are hanging aloft in the autumn sky. And all the dew upon the grass, my dear, gleaming and sparkling like diamonds bright, is only the dust from the shining stars swept from heaven's floor last night. I love you, Paul Twitchell. That is so pretty. Oh, wow. Strife. I heard God's cry and the splash of blood, like the thunder of cannons afar. Each drop glinted like mirrored gold, and the brook was a long crimson bar. The haze blended with memories of purple hills, and death sent his message sharp and clear, like the staccato of a woodpecker in deep brown on the autumn morning of a yesteryear. Torrents of pain beat down the blue flowers, and the brown ache of the earth as in pulsing grace bowed in silence as death stalked to and fro, laughing at the flesh in his embrace. Oh my goodness, maybe Paul Twitchell was writing about his past lives that were traumatic too. Autumn gold. I dipped my fingers in the autumn gold that tinkled and shimmered in my hands, then suddenly flung it to the swaying breeze and watched its flight over meadow lands, its shadows reflected in the bright sailing cloud, and the calm tranquility of the summer haze left its burning scars upon my dreams, marked with the mysteries of life's maze. They spent its joys like old coins, each moment saturated with gleaming gold, and the bright pool held her image in its glow to tell the secrets of her soul. Wow. I like his imagery, especially when it has to do with nature. Leaves, ooh. The leaves, one by one, have fallen in a faded sun. My hopes have gone away in a rustle of a weary day. The smoke goes up to God alone, and all my dreams have flown. Dream them and let them go? Okay. The passing. Down the roads of the yesteryears came a child with a smile so bright, with a cheerful eye and a buoyant step, his laughter a memory in the morning light. He waved a hand and spoke a soft word, then passed along the dusty way until he was lost in the distant haze in the ivory glare of a warm noonday. Time whirled by, and still I waited for his return from some distant land, and he passed again in the evening tide with the wrinkled face of an old man, of an old man. His step was slow, his hand trembled, his greeting was but a tired sigh. He had left a shell by the side of the road, for I saw the child and man was I, and the brown ache of the earth impulsing on the mellow light of an autumn day. Oh, it's gonna make me cry, Paul Twitchell. That was a good one, too. Oh, Twilight mood. A murmuring river, a shaggy gray bluff. Leave an awe of God's vastness with me. The purple twilight and the autumn haze send the dreams spinning in a quaint beauty. Far into the distance, across the valley, a farmhouse faintly twinkles its light, and a cry rends the silence in a loneliness that echoes across the threshold of night. Each burning desire in the tranquil calm, flame memories in the river's rippling sigh. God probes the silence with a searching hand as a lark twitters from the darkening sky. Okay, we only have like 2 left, you guys. This went fast. Okay, wait, I lied. 3. No, 2. That was it. At twilight. Out in the hills where the echoes are calling, little men dance in wide, windy rings with peaked hats and eyes like diamonds to the musical note of whippoorwill sings. Over the rim of the trees in a hazy blue, where the yellow moon is peeking its face, they shout and play at their riotous labors in the depths of the dark woodland space. Ooh, their task is unfinished, yet they see the goal, and they toil away with the gentlest care, fitting together my childhood, shattered dreams for another child in some coming year. Oh my gosh, it looks so cute. They look like little elves or something, or fairy or fae, whatever you wish to call them. And finally, we have Reflection, the last poem of this book that he chose to put as last. Tonight, filled of bitterness and purple stars, re-echoes its quaint song across the dark, shimmers in the afterglow of a crystal stream, and awaits on the shore to embark. Tonight, in my thoughts, a spider weaves hopelessly on the never-ending thread of life, careful lest he lose a stitch of compassion, and I hear God playing on a reedy fife. A steady hand holds the thoughts. The thirst is quenched of its yearning fire, while the quiet pool reflects their image, and you subdue each bitter desire. Thank you. Padar Zask is his spiritual name. Paul Twitchell, the modern day co-founder, founder of Eckankar, because again, it's been around forever. But this is called Coins of Gold. So you guys can see that when you ask for something, I deliver. Okay, that's crazy. It was within a few hours. Just saying, I'm impressed by the way the way the Eck works, because I absolutely didn't think I was going to get this book, but it just happened. So easy peasy. So I actually wrote 2 poems when I was a little girl that I'm going to recite right now. It's kind of cute, so I thought I'd share it. Um, okay, one is called Hearts. Hearts are breakable bulbs that bring you hope and pain. Hearts are like clocks. They beat each moment away. Okay. Then I did another one called Music. Music is the light of my life. I sway with its twinkling sound. It's loud or soft or happy or sad. When the music ends, my light goes out. And that was what I wrote. I think I was like 10, I think. Anyway, thanks for joining me on this poetry read. Who knew I'd be doing that? I mean, I'm not a poetry reader, but I did used to be an actor. So I hope I did it a little bit of justice. I don't know. It was a cold read. Um, you know, so yay, Paul Twitchell. Thank you, Paul Twitchell. Thank you, subscriber who suggested this. And you guys keep suggesting because clearly I deliver. I'm so excited about these new ideas too, because I'm all about creativity. So share, like, subscribe, hit your bell notification. I don't think I've ever said that before in over 1,000 videos, but seriously, hit your bell notification because apparently I have a lot of videos that you guys can enjoy, hopefully, right? Why not? If you like animals, I've got animals in nature. I've got spiritual laws and exercises and motivation. So many songs that I sing, the one that I wrote, that I recited to you in the beginning, etc., etc., etc. And check out eckankar.org for more information, as well as listening to the Hue chant on YouTube. It's not with me, it's with Eckankar. It's like powder blue with yellow, and it's thousands of voices singing the word Hue, which is a high vibrational word for love, God, source, all that is. It's a love song to God. It's beautiful and it raises your vibration massively so. So thanks for joining me at Hue Loving Life, and I will see you guys in the next video.